Hey guys, what's up? My name is Amor and I just want to welcome you all to my YouTube channel. If it's your first time dropping by and you like what you're seeing, just click the subscribe button for awesome updates on all the videos I put out. On my last trip to Divisoria, I found this random thing. Do you guys know what this is? So today I've decided to discover what this jelly looking thing is for. Okay, backstory. I randomly saw this on my last trip to Divisoria and I don't know, I just got super curious about it because it super looks like jelly. I got this so that I could review it for you guys and I'm honestly not even sure what it's called. Let me just Google it because Google knows everything. Okay, so this is a Silisponge. It's actually made of silicone and it's supposed to act as a sponge. You know how when you use a sponge to put on foundation, a lot of the foundation actually gets left on the sponge? I think that's what they're trying to avoid with this product right here, the Silisponge. To compare the effects of the Silisponge, so to measure the effectiveness of the Silisponge, I've decided to do half of my face with the Silisponge and the other half with the brush I normally use for foundation. I'm honestly not even sure if this is a foundation brush, but it works for me, so yeah, that's the thing about makeup. Don't even worry about it. Whatever works for you, just go with it. You don't have to follow what everyone else does or what these experts tell you to do. If it works for you, just go with it. I've also decided to use liquid foundation because I feel like that would be the true test of whether or not this absorbs product or not. I'm gonna use the Maybelline Dream Satin Skin. Right now, I just have cream foundation on me, so I think it's okay to top this on. So let's start with the right side of my face. I'm gonna start with what I'm comfortable with. I'm gonna start with my normal brush. So I'm gonna start with my normal brush. I'll just put a few spritz on my hand. So I'm gonna do this side of my face with this normal brush. So I'm trying to split my face in half. I'm basically removing all the makeup I worked so hard to put on my face. So far, this brush is my favorite tool to use when I'm putting on foundation. I don't know, it's just so easy to use and it just feels so good on my face. So I'm really trying to even this out. Oh my gosh, there's still... Okay, there's so much product left in this brush. I just twist it around and there's more product. There's actually still so much product on this brush. So there, I'm done with this side of my face and I used my normal foundation brush. And now it's time for the Silisponge. Not quite sure how to use this. Okay, so this is the Silisponge. There's a super flat part and there is a kind of curved part. I'm assuming the curved part is the one I'm supposed to be using. So I got both of these from Divisoria. This one is actually a fake Real Techniques brush. This one is, I don't know, it's just a Silisponge. This one actually cost me 120 pesos and this one cost me 80 pesos. Let's test this Silisponge. Okay, I'm just gonna use it like how I normally use my brush. So I just put a few spritz here. So I just put foundation on my hand. I'm gonna use this curvy side, this one, to spread it. Okay, let's see how this goes, you guys. Let us see. So I'm just gonna get a bit... It kind of looks weird, but here goes nothing. Wow, it feels super slippery, but at the same time, it's actually putting foundation on my face. This looks really weird, you guys. I don't know how this looks for you, but it's weirdly working. Well, I never doubted it wouldn't work. It's just how it works was the question. Okay guys, I honestly don't know what I am feeling about this brush. I mean this Silisponge. I have mixed feelings about it. Now I'll try putting on my nose because, you know, I have to put on half of my nose. Okay. So I think I'm good with the whole application of the foundation. So if you look closely at the silicone thing, Silisponge, there's just a bit of product left on it as compared to the brush, wherein you can see there's a lot of product left in it. Look at that. Product here, product, and I can feel the product in it too. If this was created for us to not waste product, then this is totally on point, but in terms of application, this one feels really weird. It's not even that I'm not used to it, it just feels really weird to use. I'm gonna touch both sides of my face. This is the Silisponge side and this is the brush side. So just gonna put my hands on my face. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's so much more product that transferred from the silicone side as compared to the makeup brush side. Yeah, I honestly don't like this. The more I touch it, the more the product's coming off, and I don't think that's what you want. Looking closely at it, I don't even think that the product actually got into all the nooks and crannies as compared to the makeup brush that I feel like it actually got into all the lines, those little nooks, those little crannies. This is kind of a weird product. This is probably one of the weirdest makeup tools I've ever tried, but then again, I haven't tried a lot. In terms of the look, I think it looks pretty much the same, but it really feels super different. Like this one just feels really thick and it feels like it's melting. It feels murky, if that makes sense. I'm gonna see if using a brush on it will actually make it better. Now I'm gonna do the hand test. Okay, so it became a bit better when I used the brush on it. So I'm gonna do a little pros and cons of the Silisponge versus my foundation brush. This one gets into all the nooks and crannies, while this one just slides on the product on your face. I don't think you're ever gonna get a really precise application of your product if you use this Silisponge, so I wouldn't recommend it. But in terms of the amount of product you have to use, and in terms of wastage of product, I think this one's better. When I used this Silisponge, I actually just used 1 drop of my foundation, but when I used my makeup brush, I actually used 2 drops to cover half of my face. In terms of cleanup, I think the Silisponge would be better than the makeup brush, just because, I mean, come on, look at this, guys. You can easily just wash this and then you're good. But this one, you know, you need the special brush cleaners. In terms of how the product feels on the face, this one is really the best. When I use the Silisponge, it just feels really heavy, and when I touch it, there's a lot of product that transfers to my hand. If you guys want to use this product, I think the best way is to start off by using the Silisponge to apply the product all over your face, and then you can come in with your brush and then just integrate that product better into your face. I think that is the best way to use the Silisponge. Okay, I think it's quite obvious what I think about the Silisponge. I would not recommend this product at all. I mean, I was open to it at first, I tried it, but I think I'm gonna stick to my makeup brush. You're basically just sliding on the product. It just doesn't work for me, but if you guys like that sensation, why not try it out? But I am sticking to my normal brush for foundation. If you still want to try out the Silisponge for yourself, go right ahead. This is just my experience on the product. If you think you'll have a different experience with it, why not try it out? Like, there's no harm in trying. So that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any comments, questions, or suggestions, just leave it in the comment box below. If you want to be updated on all the awesome stuff I put out on this channel, just click the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching this video and for all the support. I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!